Alex Pereira. Did you talk about that at all?
Yeah, we were speaking about that as well. That's good fight for him, good fight for me. Everyone knows that UFC knows that, but UFC don't want to give this guy from me. So, and the guy say, "Oh, I come to your jiu-jitsu, wrestling, grappling. I don't know what." So this grappling, jiu-jitsu is not our job. Our job, UFC fighting. So don't say no for me. And he said he can't fight with Duplessis. He accept the fight, but now he say like, oh, it comes out not good fights. Like, and he say famous also attention därför jag pratar om hans namn. He's more famous. Yeah, he's saying like he's more famous than me. That's why I'm using his name, bro. This guy, if I just say hi in my story in Instagram, I make more views on his fight. So I don't think so. This guy more famous than me.
Yeah.
And him and his coach, what's his name?
Plinio.
Porra. Chimaev, you gotta fight Poitin, bro. He's like, first of all, he needs to get there. We need John Jones. We want John Jones. Big name. But Chimaev fight that guy there. If he fights that guy, I'll bet my house on it. I'm retired, Chimaev, but I'm around. You mess with me in the lobby of the hotel, anywhere, you see me. You mess with me, I snatch the life right out of you, man. This is the guy.
É o que tá pegando aí?
Não, Chimaev.
Ah, porra, velho. Porra, fala de Chimaev, velho. Pô, esse cara, pô, fala de lutar comigo. Pô, tem que chegar, entendeu? Pô, não tô... Tá longe, velho. Tá longe. Mas eu posso, né, fazer um desafio aí, lutar na área dele, se ele quiser. Olhar, deixa eu olhar. Vamos lutar na sua área, então. Pô, vamos lutar no grappling, então. Pô, e outra? A gente pode lutar no UFC, né? Tá passando, tem um evento do UFC, né? Agora, né? O jiu-jitsu lá tá... Pô, vamos fazer isso aí, então. Vamos fazer acontecer. E outra? Eu nem sei quanto que eu vou ganhar, mas é uma grana boa, né? Pô, tá ligado? Quem sou eu, né? Uma grana boa. E essa grana vai ser doada 100% pra caridade. Tá bom pra você? Chama.
Aí eu falei que ia postar na casa no MMA, mas essa praga é doida, quer lutar no grappling. Porra, vambora então. Vambora.
Chama.
Could you beat Pereira? Of course, brother. I could beat him with his coach. What is his name?
Se fuera al campeón de la Pereira, coach minora.
His name. He was.
Nej, det är någon street champion.
Teixeira, yes. With Teixeira together, brother. I will beat them both sometimes. How old are the Matic both, bro? I got Hametic, yo. So that I will, Brad. Oh, it must be okay. We can see with it.
Alex Pereira was the target of a grenade thrown into the fight world by Khamzat Chimaev. Experts are now frantically attempting to figure out the true meaning of this call-out, as the White House card is already brimming with speculation. Is Khamzat taking a risky gamble against one of the most formidable strikers in the UFC, or is this a daring power move? Because everything about that historic night could quickly change if this fight actually happens.
What about the current middleweight champion, Khamzat Chimaev? What do you make of him and his skill set?
Well, he's a beast. He's an amazing fighter. But I put on my chance in Alex.
Against him if they ever fought.
Yep.
Social media went crazy when Khamzat Chimaev called out Alex Pereira in the White House, but not everyone agrees. Rejecting the hype, Ariel Helwani stated that Khamzat still needs to prove himself against worthy opponents before entering the world of blockbusters. Pereira undoubtedly adds fascination and danger, but for the time being, this seems more like a headline-grabbing ploy than a fight that is about to take place. And it's precisely because of this disagreement that the MMA community is constantly debating this call-out.
Khamzat Chimaev wanting to fight Alex Pereira. Just for the record, here are the tweets that at least I woke up to. Let's go, White House, don't worry, I will finish you fast. Alex Pereira with the coffin. Next up, all Brazilian fans, tell this boy if you're not scared, tell him to fight. Ed Soares has kind of cut a pretty damn good promo on Khamzat. if I do say so myself. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. I do think Khamzat should fight Imavov, defend the title a couple times, and then we could start talking about these, these super fights, if you will. I don't think he'll have any issue fighting with 205ers. He's a big guy, but I think Imavov has earned it, and I feel like that is the fight to make. Obviously, Alex Pereira in the news recently. Hopefully we see him soon, but, I don't know.
Not only did fans take notice of Khamzat Chimaev's call-out, but Alex Pereira's manager responded straight up. Ed Soares dismissed the notion, stating strongly that Khamzat should take care of business in his own division before pursuing high-profile bouts. He said that since Pereira is currently the biggest active star in the sport, mentioning Alex is the quickest way to stay relevant, and that this felt less like a serious challenge and more like clout chasing.
Was tweeting that he wanted to fight him, a series of tweets that he wants to fight Alex. Can I just get your thoughts on that idea? And regardless, when could we see Alex back in there?
Hopefully Alex is training now. He's ready to go. I'd like to see, maybe early in the second quarter, potentially. I don't know. We don't have anything set up yet, or he doesn't have anything set up yet. But I could tell you about, Chimaev. He's man, go defend your title first, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You haven't even defended your middleweight title yet. I think he's kind of he's trying to create, and who wouldn't? Alex right now is the biggest star in mixed martial arts, active star in mixed martial arts. So everybody wants to try to do something to instigate something, because you talk about Alex, people pay attention. No one really pays attention to him unless he talks about Alex.
The talk around Alex Pereira isn't slowing down anytime soon either. His manager suggested that a jump to heavyweight this year is very much on the table, leaving the door open for huge possibilities, including a potential John Jones showdown rather than with Khamzat. Nothing is set in stone, contracts and timing still matter, and Alex would need time to properly fill out. But the message was clear: if a fight grabs his attention, Pereira isn't backing down from it.
True or false, we see Alex fight at heavyweight this year?
Potentially true.
Okay. Do you think the Jones fight could still happen? It doesn't sound like John thinks it's going to happen.
Anything could happen. Anything could happen. We still have hopes for that, but at the end of the day, man, we'll have to see how it goes. I mean, he's got a few fights left on his contract, and we'll just see how it goes. I mean, we would love for that to happen, but he's also would need some time, because he does walk around at about 230, 235 pounds. But once he starts training, he would like to put a little bit more muscle on if you went up to a heavyweight. But Alex, man, he's a gangster, dude. He's going to go there. If you put a fight in front of him that interests him,
That take lines up perfectly with the message coming from Alex's side. While he acknowledged the respect behind Khamzat's words, Pereira made it clear his sights are set higher, literally with a move to heavyweight taking priority. Instead of feeding the rivalry, Alex calmly brushed it aside, reinforcing that a Khamzat fight isn't on his radar right now. For now, it's all about bigger challenges and bigger weight classes, leaving the Chima hype in the background unless it's a hotel lobby.
Last one from me. I don't know if you're aware of this yet, but middleweight champion Khamzat Chimaev has called you out and said that congratulations, but now you guys need to finish your business. Are you aware of what business that is, and are you interested in him moving up to fight you at this stage?
O campeão peso médio te desafiou, Khamzat Chimaev, falou parabéns, mas vocês têm negócio a resolver. Que negócios são esses e te interessa?
Obrigado pelos parabéns, mas eu quero uma super luta, igual eu falei, quero lutar nos pesos pesados. Então, só agradeço só pelos parabéns.
Thanks for congratulating me, but all I want is a super fight. I want to fight at heavyweight, but all I can say is thank you.
Whereas Khamzat Chimaev made it clear he isn't intimidated by Alex Pereira's fame, saying that even just a simple post on his own Instagram would generate more views than Pereira's fights. He's asserting that he's just as big, if not bigger, in influence and skill, showing he's not backing down and fully confident in stepping into this challenge.
Alex beheaded. Did you talk about that at all?
Yeah, we were speaking about that as well. That's good fight for him, good fight for me. Everyone knows that UFC knows that, but UFC don't want to give this guy from me. So, and the guy say, "Oh, I come to your jiu-jitsu, wrestling, grappling. I don't know what." So this grappling, jiu-jitsu is not our job. Our job, UFC fighting. So don't say no for me. And he said he can't fight with Duplessis. He accept the fight, but now he say like, "Oh, it comes out not good fights." Like, and he say I use like famous also Atanishen. Därför jag pratar om hans namn. He's more famous. Yeah, he's saying like he's more famous than me. That's why I'm using his name, bro. This guy, if I just say hi in my story in Instagram, I make more views on his fight. So I don't think so. This guy more famous than me.
Yeah.
And him and his coach, what's his name?
Plinio.
Chimaev is doubling down on his challenge to Alex Pereira, claiming the fighter knows he's the superior competitor. While giving Pereira credit as a knockout striker, Khamzat insists the matchup isn't about fear, it's about recognition of skill. He points out that Pereira is dodging a fight with him while taking others, like Duplessis, whom Khamzat says he dominated over 5 rounds. For Khamzat, the message is clear. He sees himself on another level, and Pereira's hesitation only proves it.
I think he really has no interest in fighting you.
I don't think so. He wants that fight. He knows about it, and she know about it. So I can't say the things what she says to me, but it's gonna be not respect for Alex because everyone knows this guy is not my level, So yeah, he's a good striker, one of the best strikers. I give the respect for him. He has knockout power and everything. Yeah, but brother, like ask whoever 99% in the world who's watching UFC, so they're gonna tell you who is gonna win. He knows it. He knows that's why he's running away. Why accept a fight against Duplessis? Why he not accept a fight against me? I beat Duplessis, like I destroyed the guy 5 rounds, but he's saying like I'm not famous. Was Duplessis famous than me? Duplessis has like I don't know. He has like 100 views of his Instagram. Has like 500 million views after the fight. So
On the other hand of the picture, Michael Bisping isn't buying into Khamzat Chimaev's rush to a super fight. He insists that before even thinking about moving up in weight, Khamzat needs to properly defend his own belt and keep the division active. Pereira, on the other hand, has already proven himself, blasting through Magomed Ankalaev in just 29 seconds and earned every bit of the spotlight. Bisping's point is clear. If anyone deserves to call the shots or chase big fights, it's Pereira, not someone trying to skip the line.
You really need to defend the belt in your weight class 3 times before you even think about moving on. Or you've got to vacate the belt. You've got to vacate the belt, keep the division moving on, and then you go up to the next division. Maybe earn a fight, maybe get an immediate rematch if your star is big enough, if you've defended the belt 3 times, or whatever the case may be, right? But this whole thing of wanting to just jump ship straight away. I mean, Pereira came back and he beat Magomed Ankalaev, and he did it in, 29 seconds, something crazy like that, right? If anyone's got the right to be talking about that, it is Alex Pereira, right? What the man's achieved is phenomenal. He's one of the biggest stars. He's a knockout artist. And the fact that he made 185 in the first place is crazy.
Bisping goes on to break down the business side of a potential Pereira versus Khamzat fight, noting the massive payday on the table, $3 million for a regular fight versus $5 to $6 million for a blockbuster clash. While he acknowledges the stylistic threat Pereira poses, Bisping warns that one clean shot from Alex can change everything in an instant. Still, he points out that Pereira isn't focused on Chimaev's or any other light heavyweight just yet. His sights are firmly set on a huge matchup with John Jones at the White House.
And of course, as fighters, we are prize fighters. That's why we do it. First and foremost, yes, there's glory and there's fame and there's recognition and there's legacy, but there's also a lot of money to be made. And Khamzat said, listen, if I fight, maybe I get $3 million. If I have a big fight against Alex Pereira, we're talking $5 or $6 million. So it's almost a 2-for-1. And I get that. And of course, taking on Alex Pereira and beating him. And yeah, maybe stylistically, it could be a problematic matchup for Alex Pereira. But we've seen him beat these kind of guys before. And you're a fool if you bet against Alex Pereira. Listen, we know that one shot from Alex Pereira can render you unconscious. And there's a good chance you never know. Maybe you land on Alex Pereira. But if we talk about the landscape a little bit, it is kind of interesting because you've got Alex Pereira that doesn't want to fight in the light heavyweight division. Whether or not it's Chimaev coming up or anybody else, he's got his sights set firmly on John Jones fighting at the...
Even with Michael Bisping emphasizing Pereira's earned spotlight, Chael Sonnen sees why the Khamzat chatter still grabs attention. He points out that a fight isn't happening anytime soon, and definitely not in 2026, so the callouts don't carry real weight yet. But for fans, Sonnen says there's still entertainment in the feud itself. Having someone like Khamzat openly chasing Pereira adds drama, unlike other top contenders who may be elite but haven't publicly thrown down the challenge. Tromel also makes it clear that Alex Pereira isn't scared, far from it. With other major fights on his radar, including a showdown with Ersk and the potential pursuit of John Jones, Pereira has bigger priorities than stepping outside his division. But Sonnen admits that the Khamzat callout still adds spice. Even if it doesn't lead to a fight, it's likely to create some tense, dramatic encounters when the two camps inevitably cross paths. And while the drama between Khamzat and Pereira heats up, Daniel Cormier and Chael Sonnen are sounding a note of caution about the size difference. Sonnen points out that even if Pereira hits the mat a couple of times, moving a man of his size for 25 minutes isn't easy. DC adds that while weight jumps between 170 and 185 might not matter much, leaping 20 pounds introduces real challenges, a factor that could become crucial if this clash ever actually happens. It's a reminder that beyond hype and skill, physical realities could heavily influence how this fight would play out. Moreover, Reinier de Ridder backs up the concerns about Alex Pereira facing top-tier threats in the UFC. Damon Martin points to John Jones as the toughest challenge, with Khamzat Chimaev not far behind thanks to his wrestling. De Ridder adds that Pereira hasn't really faced elite grapplers yet, having mostly battled strikers, making these potential matchups a whole new level of danger for the knockout artist. If these fights ever happen, they could finally test whether Pereira's skills translate against a completely different kind of challenge. Whereas Bayzangir Susarkev is pretty blunt about a grappling showdown between Alex Pereira and Khamzat Chimaev. He compares it to him challenging Messi to a football match, a mismatch so one-sided it's almost laughable. In Susarkev's view, Pereira wouldn't stand a chance on the mat against Khamzat's wrestling skills, and any attempt at grappling would be a serious uphill battle from the start. However, Beneil Dariush doesn't want to see Alex Pereira face Khamzat Chimaev, preferring he finish his career with a big fight and payday instead. Still, he admits that if the matchup happened, he'd favor Khamzat, whose committed dynamic wrestling from controlling positions to turning corners gives him a clear advantage on the mat. For Dariush, it's not just about skill, it's about the risk Pereira would take stepping into a completely different game. So what's your take? Was Khamzat justified in calling out Alex Pereira, or did he step out of line? And if this fight ever actually happens, who do you think comes out on top? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates.